Oh, here we go. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me, Jacqueline? If you can hear me good, let me know. So the topic tonight, obviously, if you have um if you have checked it out, is to write a book. Loud. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect. So Jacqueline, since you are in here, I'm going to start with um, just start for you. And if more people come in, that is perfectly fine. But I just want to ask you a question before I get started. Do you plan on writing a book? Have you already written a book? Um, have you started and just need a little push to finish? Let me know where you are in that process. Are you interested in writing a book at all? And don't be afraid to say, nope, I'm not. I'm just here for support. That's fine too. Sometimes we're just not ready. Writing a book as we speak. Yes, poetry. Also want to do a self-help and fiction. It's okay. That's okay that you type slow. Um let's see. Okay. So you are writing a book as we speak. What stage are you in? What stage are you in? You might get a one-on-one session tonight. We'll see. Even if other people come in, I might still give it to you since you're the first one here. I'm gonna take some notes. Okay. I might give you a one-on-one session after my introduction. Who knows? Okay. So while you're putting that in the chat, I just want to let anybody else who is going to be watching the replay, I want to say welcome to my channel. Welcome to this live. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video, and hit the notification. Also, I do want to mention that for those who know me from reporting on carbonation, just so you guys know, that is not the only thing that I do. Um, I also have a degree in professional writing. I am an educator and I am an author, self-published author. So that's kind of my general background. I also was a tutor for some time, a few years. So I'm very knowledgeable in um, the I guess you could say the writing aspect of things. And being a self-published author, I have gained knowledge with publication a little bit, so I can help with that as well. So pretty much I want to, for this particular live, I want to give you guys some tips on on why outlining is so important. Because if you are starting to write, Jacqueline, you are in the process of writing. I'm not sure where you I have already written and currently writing the poetry, also saving money for self-publishing. And I'm going to get into that in another live about self-publishing. I would, if you just want to get your work out there so that eventually you can get in contact with publishers, I would suggest self-publishing. Is worked for me. It's probably like, I'm so grateful because I have full control over what I put out. And it's actually not that expensive and it's not that difficult. So yeah, please stay tuned for some of my other lives as we move along. When it comes to the finances of self-publishing, It's not expensive at all. I promise you. The most you'll pay for is the editing, because you want it to be good. You want your editing to be um, done professionally. So you don't end up like Sybil in her book. But so we're going to just get started right now. There are, let me see, one, two, three. There are four important reasons why you want to have an outline for your book, regardless of where you are in the writing process. Hopefully, you get this information before you start writing your book, so that you won't have to retrack your steps. But that's okay. Wherever you are, this is going to help. Um, and so the first reason outlining is so important. And also, you guys feel free to write in the chat your experiences with outlining. If you don't know how to, we can do that tonight. Um, and I'll bring you up, and it'll be good. Oh, thank you, T Little. It took me a while, because I feel like I told you about, I mentioned it a long time ago, but I completed it, done it. So if you have written a book, or you have thought about writing a book, tell me what your experience was. Is that Dimitri Little? Oh, I don't want to be putting out full names, but let me know. So organization is number one. Organization is number one. And the reason why the reason why outlining helps with organization is because you can see exactly what it is you want to talk about in this, or you want to write about, whatever the storyline is, in the sequence that it is in. So let's see. Jacqueline, you said you write poetry. Well, poetry is, because I'm a poet as well, poetry is a little bit more fluid. Um, and so you kind of don't, I don't want to say you don't need to, because some people do, but you have wiggle room. You don't necessarily need an outline for poetry, because it kind of takes you on a journey, and that's fine. But with the book that you want to write, just quickly, if you feel comfortable, put it in the chat what the topic is going to be about, and I'm going to give you an example of how organization is going to help you figure out, regardless of whether it's fiction or nonfiction, where to go. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. Dimitri, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness, that would support support is few and far in between, but I appreciate it. Um and if you want, let me see. If you cash at me, I can give you a signed copy. If you cash at me with um I guess like a PO box, if you have one, or an address, I can send you a signed copy. If not, if you're okay with just getting the book, that's fine. Healing after trauma. Okay, that's pretty much similar to my book. And so what you want to find out, healing after trauma, if this is okay, an outline for that, you will want to first figure out who you want to interview. Like, like for me, I interviewed. Who is it going to be about? When you say healing at the trauma, is this going to be a biography or autobiography, and how you overcame trauma? And if so, what are you going to include? You're going to tell your story, and that would be a perfect segue for the outline and organizing it. That's perfect. Let's see. So just let me know. Who is it going to be about? Like for my book, I interview other women. I interview multiple women, and so my outline was more how what story did I want to tell, and in what sequence. So let's say, for instance, you're going to have at the top, you're going to have an introduction. You want to have a strong introduction talking about the important, like what event took place to get you to this point where you want to write about it. I mean, really, the introduction can be anything, but you want to have some form of an introduction. You want to have some form of an introduction to the book, and something that's like eye catching. When the reader reads it, their mouth is open. They want more. And then you're going to have, what the next steps, what's going to take place next. So TV, what is your Cash App or PayPal Queen? Okay, so I have Cash App. I'll put it in the chat. Um, let's see. So it's literally just Real Talk 23 with the $ in front. So 23. Okay. And so that's in there. I have plenty of books for you, to sign. Just let me know what you want me to say in that book, and I'll say it. And who you want me to address it to. So for the next step, obviously the important thing is organization. That's why you want that outline. You want to be clear in what it is, what message you want to get out, what topics you want to talk about. And then the second thing is focus. So outlines really help with focus, because sometimes when we're just writing, just writing is cool. Like, that is definitely a first step. But once you get past just writing and writing and writing and writing and writing, you want to kind of figure out where those thoughts separate from one another, or where those experiences separate from one another. In the case of like a biography or something, or events, how do you separate them? If you are telling a fictional story, you want to keep your focus on what the beginning is going to be and what the ending is going to be, where the climax is going to be beginning, and where it's going to end. So staying focused and not kind of losing sight of what your ending is going to be, or where you want your story to go. The third reason is consistency. And so in order to have the outline is so important for consistency, because when you have consistency, it's a flow, and the reader feels good. There's like I said, there's a build up to the climax. There's a nice transit. There are nice transitions, and the only way you, as the writer, can give that to the reader is if you can clearly see where those things break up. And the best way to see where those break up is your outline. Let's say you're writing about you're writing about I don't know, a dragon. You're writing about a dragon or something, and how it came to life, or you found it somewhere. Okay, great. Thank you, D Little. You're writing about a dragon and how it came to life, or how it, uh, I don't know, magically appeared from somewhere, and then you to tell a journey of, what's going on with this dragon. What is the purpose of the dragon being there? Like, what do you want to happen in the story? And so that's kind of where you can build your outline. What do you want to happen? Let's say I say, okay, I want my dragon to first appear. So that's the top of your outline, to appear. Somewhere in the middle, you want this dragon to go through something dramatic, right? You want it to have these experiences, and then at the end, you want to kind of give us a closing to the story. The dragon, after meeting whoever he meets in the story, he dies. He dies at the end, and there's a message for something, and so that's the the very general part of the outline, and then you build these like these subtopics within that outline to build character development and to build storyline development. Okay, and then we have, which is for me, the last one, and that is flexibility. Flexibility. And people think that outlines are very restrictive, and they're not. An audio book. Oh, thank you. um, Once I learned how to, deal with the audiobook aspect and get the perfect sound and all of that, I totally want to do an audiobook. So yeah, I thought about that, but thank you. And so the last one is flexibility. D Little, tell me something like I don't know, for something that you've written before in the past. Did you ever have to write an outline? Was there ever a time when you needed to write an outline? And you can put it in the chat if you like. Oh, and let me see, just in case somebody decides that they want to come up. Let's see. Oh, copy. And this is, I'm not pressuring anyone, but if anyone decides to come up, I'm just going to put the link in. Put the link in the chat. Okay. And so flexibility. Like I was saying before, people think that having an outline prohibits flexibility. It kind of gets you stuck. But that's actually not true, because the more structure you have, the more clearer things become, the more focus you have, you're able to move better. So you can change one of the parts of the outline and readjust it the way you want, and you can have a clear vision or a clear understanding of what part you want to take out, what part you want to add. And so flexibility, I think outlines really help with flexibility and being able to change the story easier. And so those are my 4 reasons why you want to have outlines. Once I have this baby and I can stand long enough to kind of show you guys on like a board or something, or I learn how to share my screen, I'll be able to write down, like show you guys exactly how it will look on a piece of paper when you create an outline, and the organization that it creates. So based on what you've heard already, is there any questions that you guys may have? Is there any experience that you would like to share about outlines? Because I think it's very important. So I'm going to go on a little tangent, since right now I don't see anybody with any questions. I'm noticing, like, when I'm going to use carbonation because, most of my viewers are carbonation viewers. But this pertains to, a few people that I've read their books. And that is, there seems to be lacking in certain books that are self-published. There seems to be lacking a lot of structure. And I would say, if this is your first book, you just getting a feel of it, and you are okay with understanding that you know these are the things, the errors that you've made, and these are the mistakes that you've made, okay. But if you are serious about writing, if you want to be a professional writer, And you don't need a degree for that. If you want to be a professional writer, you want to make money off your writing, I would suggest that you spend a little bit more time with making sure that the stories you tell, whether fiction or nonfiction, are um, more organized, have proper editing, have character development, and stay true to your voice, like maintain your voice. And so those are like really really important, obviously, in talking about something that's going to allow you to get into details. And that's really what you want, is you want detail, 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 details. um and so outlining will allow you to see where those details need to fall in order to create a good story. Because if you've read Sybil's book, who is an ex-member of Carbonation, you'll know that let's not even talk about the grammar. Let's talk about the stories that she was telling. There were a lot of details that were missing. There were things that were unclear, and mostly because it seemed like she just wrote it as if it were a diary. And that's okay for the first stage. You know, that's okay to get everything out, so that that you won't forget, some things, but you want it to be sequential. You want it to be organized, structured. If it's not sequential, some authors like to go back and forth. You want it to be cohesive. You want it to make sense. And so that's my goal for you guys, is if you are writing something, I want you to be the best, your best. I want you to be your best. And so I would encourage you to take the information that I just gave you tonight and practice outlining. Um, you can practice with, let's see, you can practice with a story that somebody has told you. You can practice with a story that you come up with in your mind. And so for the outline, I want you to create an introduction, the beginning of something. I want you to make what I would call points. And the points just mean topics. Like, tell me what it is you want to happen in that book. What is going to happen? And you write them down. Leave some space in between them, because then you're going to have these smaller sub topics or sub points, right? So you're going to have these smaller things. And then within them, I want you to build character development. Who's going to be in this book? Who's going to be in it? Make sure at the top you are writing what the book is about. Because you might say, oh my goodness, these topics are amazing, but they don't make sense together. They don't belong together. Maybe these are two separate books. Maybe it's multiple books. And so you want to stay on topic. You want to stay focused on what it is you want this particular book to be about, what you want the story to tell. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I have for tonight. The importance of outlining. Hopefully I gave you a good example of why outlining is so important. Those 4 main reasons. Also, 15 Steps to Finding Love, A Woman's Journey is my book. You can get it on Amazon. It's about $11.95 for the month of February. You can order it directly from me, and I haven't. You can order it directly from me for Cash App. I have to find out how much it costs to get the book transferred. To get the book delivered. But if you enjoyed this video, if it helped you out at all, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, Share this video with as many people as you can, who may be interested in this topic, and make sure you hit the notification. Also, for all my subscribers, when I get to 500 subscribers, I will be giving a free book out, but you have to be in the live. So if you have watched this video and you did not watch it to the end, you may not get a book because you um don't even know what I'm saying right now. You haven't watched what I said. But for those who watch this all the way through, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so you have to be in the live in order um to get this book, or to qualify to get the book. So my next live is going to be about my book. So I'm going to talk about the chapters in the book, and maybe have a Q&A session about what made me decide to write the book, how it relates to um, you know how it relates to every women and what we deal with every day. Um, and then I'm going to choose somebody who's in that live who is also a subscriber. Choose that person to get a free book. So hope you guys enjoyed this live. Like I said, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Please leave a comment in the comment section. And until next time, peace.